let me start from the Zebo bit.
Okay.
And I'll be very, very snappy because it's a matter of principles.
Okay.
I am not too old, but I've practiced this job for over a decade.
Sure.
So anybody who knows Ayala knows my comment on recurrent situations in football analysis has always been hinged on principles. Now, it is very, very eye-opening that Nana Yamponsa tells us that the reason why Zebo was sacked was because of intel linked with issues that has happened with Kotoko before and what recently happened at House of Folk. Is that not it?
Yeah.
So he's giving us two examples. The Seidu Lugarasic issue at the Kojachi.
Yeah.
And some House of Folk fans Matic in Accra.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I told you this will be snappy is that consistently, for me as Ayala, I have always concluded that those things has been inside jobs.
Oh, really?
Yes. Just to get the coach off.
Inside jobs?
Yes.
From, I mean, if you connect the dots, okay.
Yes. What happened with Matic was an inside job. They just wanted to scare the man away. And they did it. What happened with Luga was an inside job. The coach was not performing. Per his contract, there was no indication they could terminate it without paying compensation. So let's go and scare him off the training grounds. And on that basis, we can have our way in getting him off. So if you sack a coach today and you cite these examples as a matter of principles and what I've been consistent on in doing my job, I've always concluded these things are inside jobs.
But that's a poor strategy to fire a coach.
That is what we are used to. After that incident and that fiasco, have you seen Matic at the bench of House of Oak again?
No comment from House of Oak too.
What happened when Seidu attacked Lugarasic? Did he come back to Kotoko? No. So it has given us results. So the moment a CEO comes and say we picked an intel and it was along these lines, then I will say that intel was just an inside job intel.
I see.
As a matter of my principle on how I have discussed these issues. Now, you see, Kotoko is a resource-oriented team.
That's right.
And in the context of discussing any technical direction of Kotoko, at least per this current Kotoko administration, the standard is Prosper Ogum. He is the standard.
He won the league for Kotoko for the first time in 8 years.
Yes. And for this administration itself, the standard of whatever job any technical head has come to do is Prosper Ogum. So to let Ogum go per the circumstances that happened, whether it was him resigning, whether it was a mutual termination, whatever, that is not my concern. Ogum was gone. To fill his shoes as the standard was Zebo. Now, when Zebo came in, he played 26 games. And out of the 26 games, he won 11, lost 8, and drew 7. Now, I will want the CEO of Kotoko to look at these numbers. And if he will not side with anybody who has Kotoko in his heart to say this is not good enough. So the agitations on Zebo from outside was that the numbers were not good enough.
Okay.
He wasn't performing when you compare him to what Prosper Oguma left Kotoko with. Because if you play 26 games and win 11, lose 8 and draw 7, that is way below.
That's not good enough at Kotoko.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is the point. So, yes, as the chief spokesperson of the club, he will also have to defend his decision in bringing Zebo in. So sometimes we all do not have the delicacy to say, oh, I made a wrong choice of a coach. And you'll be a bit in your.
But I think deep within them, maybe they will realize they made a mistake to let go Prosper Ogumnati.
If they realize they made a mistake, they would have spoken it. They are trying to do PR.
Yeah.
And the PR is that the coach that they brought in after the fiasco with Ogum, for them was good enough. And that if not left for this inside job agitations, he would have still been doing his job, and I'm saying the numbers is contrary to that stance, that PR stance. The numbers is contrary to that. No Kotoko person, no Kotoko person. I am talking about people who love Kotoko itself and not the management. Will tell me that if I bring in a coach to Kotoko to come and fill in the shoes of Prosper Ogum, who had won the league, and the coach plays 26 games, win 11, lose 8, and draw 7, that is good enough. It's just a matter of principle. This is Kotoko and these are numbers. You brought in a coach to do a job. The numbers didn't speak for him and he's gone. So for me, I don't know why, especially this particular management, that gives a lot of attention to modern football, modern numbers.
A little way of running football.
Exactly. Look at numbers. Look at what is contributing to results. We'll put that down and give us the story of an inside job threatened with Coach Zebo and all that. For me, at least it has been messy the way we've dealt with these situations and coaches going and asking for their compensation, taking the club to player status committee. At least with that one, this management got it right. At least for the Zebo deal, the only thing they got it right was how mutually they were able to terminate the contract for the man to go without any aftermath issues.
But Ayala, for me, if I pay attention closely to what Nana Amposa said, I think the man was just not good enough, and management, maybe they know that he was not good enough. You can't tell me that Seydou Zebo was good enough for you, yet few supporters had threatened to attack him, and so you will let him go.
You see how? You see, Zando, I am finding it difficult to understand you simply because you heard the man.
Yeah,
he said Zebo was good enough.
Exactly.
For them management alone, the coach would have been there. Now you proceed to play the full tape, and he went on to say that during Ogum's time, it was easy for clubs to create chances against Kotoko. And if you look at the numbers, it's difficult to create chances against the Zebo team.
Now,
that is their indication of how good Zebo is, and that he should have maintained his job. It is quite laughable.
Yeah.
Very, very laughable if you want to be blunt.
Yeah.
And if you saw what Ogum did with Kotoko and the comparison that is being drawn with Zebo with these numbers, it is very, very laughable. And I'll repeat, anybody listening to us who has Kotoko in his heart and not the protection of any management will side with me that this PR stance can't penetrate any mind. It can't.
Yeah.
It just can't penetrate any mind. Everybody around Kotoko was furious with what Zebo was doing. He was just not good enough. Just not good enough. And that is simple. Look, sometimes it is good to admit that, look, I brought in someone who couldn't perform. Admission and moving on is okay. Look, let me ask you this question. You will listen to Nanaya and he said, oh, House of Folk won the league 2 seasons ago. Last season
they placed it.
Kotoko won the league last season and they are struggling. What does he mean by Kotoko is struggling?
Exactly.
What does he mean by that?
Kotoko is struggling then was with Seydou Zebo.
Exactly. So when you say Kotoko is struggling because clubs are not able to create chances against Kotoko, is that the contest? So you admit in one breath that your team is struggling. And the struggles comes with admission that the team is not doing well. And when the team is not doing well, it's the coach and the players that practice every day at Adekoja transmit it on the field, and the results are not going well. It's as simple as that. So that is for me the issue with Seydou Zebo. Look, you see, I am not privy to documents signed internally at Kotoko.
Okay.
When you sign with them as a player, so the code of conduct, I've not seen it before.
Okay.
So if an internal person comes and tell you what Joseph Amakon has done, it's a breach of internal code of conduct. I will not be able to contest that. I will not be able to. What the guy did, if the club says that an affront to the reputation of the club that is with them, and I will have to agree.
Okay, Ayala, I think I want to provide a bit of clarity or perspective or context to this Joseph Amaku issue. You know, when Kotoko drew their last game, I think against Bibiani Gold Stars, the player, we are told, had a banter with the supporter on social media, and the supporter actually alleged that Joseph Amaku is a rapist. So Joseph Amaku goes to the DM of that supporter and sent in this audio. I'm trying to get the audio for you. What Joseph Amaku exactly said in that audio that led to a suspension at Asante Kotoko. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, good. So he's here. So now take a listen to that audio he sent to the direct message of this supporter you are talking about. So this is Joseph Amaku in the league tape.
Nobody cares because the disrespect for the players is too much, bro. You can't do this anywhere in the world. You cannot do this. It's really disrespect to talk to players. You even exchange words with players. You think only Kotoko is losing games? You think only Kotoko is the biggest club in Ghana? You know what the players are going through? Do you even care to know what the players are going through? Would you be happy enough if you're working for 3 months, 2 months and not being paid? Would you be happy? You know, it's not everything that the players need to say. It's not everything, but you need to see the effort the boys are doing for the club. We're killing ourselves for the club. They're killing themselves for the club. And if you're not ready as a supporter to support the players, then what are you doing? Because you have no idea what the boys are going through. It's impossible for you guys to even think a little bit about the players. It makes no sense at all. Because you cannot talk to me as a player the way you want to talk to your friend, because you have no idea whatever is going on in the club. You have no idea. You're just looking at the surface. You're just looking at what is going on, like in front of you in the club. But deep down, we are in the players. We are in the team. We knows what is going on in the club, and you don't know shit. You don't know anything about the club. It's just like you pay, you go to stadium, you watch the games. But football is way beyond that, brother. You need to wake up. You need to see beyond that, because the players are giving absolutely 100% every Sunday in the games.
So that was Joseph Amaku in that league tape. We needed to